Lincoln 30 to dispatch. Yeah, that's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi Plaza. Everything here's okay. Over. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, God, everything is Welcome to the party, pal.
I'm not ready to make night.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I was muted. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's right, guys. I'm back in the box office. Welcome. I'm Norrin Ames. This is The Raging Buddha. And today we got a lot of stuff going on. Thank you for being here. Thank you for patiently waiting, guys. One thing I discovered in doing a 36-hour trip to Clearwater, Florida and back is that at the age of almost 50, that's not probably the best thing for my body. I am tired AF, guys. But you know what? That's okay because mission accomplished. We're going to go over it. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday's video, but we're going to just, I am super exhausted, Amy. I'm super exhausted. It was 4 plane flights because it was out there was Portland to LA, LA to Tampa, then Tampa to Atlanta, Atlanta to Portland. It was a lot of time in the air. I watched some trashy movies, but also a truly brutal documentary that has me like rethinking my whole life called the The True Cost of Fashion. Holy shit, you guys should check that one out. It's yeah. Thank you for being a member, Gunna Fawcett, for 12 months. Thank you for that. Oh my God, you're recovering from cancer surgery, Shannon. Okay, there's a lot going on. Aaron's live right now doing his protest at Target 2 in front of the Pinellas County Courthouse for the civil, over there at the mobile station. I showed you guys where that was on my tour. I brought my notebook. I want to go over these notes again with you guys just to recap what happened in the courtroom, what I did, and some adventures that I had in Clearwater, Florida. Meanwhile, they're over there talking about my mental health as if they are psychiatrists, psychologists, or anything else. And it's fun to see the, what do we call it? It's not really a peanut gallery. I don't know. The dumpster divers of planet Earth over there who are all fans, not just friends, not just allies, fans of a self-confessed abuser of multiple women. And to all the women over there, congrats on forwarding the misogynistic agenda and simping yourself to a man who has, thrown a woman across a room, thrown a woman into a wall, has multiple affairs, impregnates women who aren't his wife. Hey, good job. Good job on picking your heroes, guys. Good job on picking your heroes. So let's go over what happened in the courtroom. Aaron told his audience for like a week, that he didn't have to go and that he was not going, right? Then he threatened me with a restraining order because I'm so obsessed. And in Florida, it's very hard to get a restraining order, guys, on somebody who's not violent, which I am not. And none of that happened. Obviously, there was no crowd of people waiting to serve me. And in Florida, a regular person can't serve you. It has to be a process server or the sheriff, right? And I don't think Aaron's on the good side of the sheriff right now. He says if Liz sues him, he's going to sue me. First of all, it's not Liz suing him. It's Liz's husband. And that's definitely happening. And go for it. I would love, oh God, my daughter's here with the things with sustenance. We ran out of Cokes, guys. What the fuck? And yes, Aaron, I don't need your disgusting Dunkin' Donuts. I have sesame donuts. Thank you very much. Keep your fucking disgusting East Coast Dunkin' Donuts to yourself. Also, with all the possible STDs you have, I wouldn't touch any food that you have breathed near. Okay? Like, let's be honest. My God. Also, with Eric's cheese balls anywhere near that, definitely not touching it. Definitely not going near that. It's so strange how nobody showed up. So he's saying because he told everybody. So let's go over the notes. Okay. All right. So when we came in, the courtroom is very small, guys. There's like 4 rows on each side. They're like pews. Like if you go to like an old timey church, it's like church pews. So there's four sets on each side. We sat on the right hand side. Aaron was on the left hand side in the second pew, second row from the back, right? So kind of sitting in the middle, but not really. There's no middle when there's 4 because it's an even number. Okay. So Aaron was sitting there. There was another gentleman in the row with him that was not a friend of Aaron's. It was just another defendant. Andrew Shape was seated directly behind Aaron, like, but towards the corner. And then there was a couple other people, more defendants, another defendant guy with like a little man bun and a white suit. And then the 4 of us who sat in the back row. And it was me and Dodge and Barbara and Lindsay. And now here's the deal, guys. I knew Dodge was coming. I did not have pre-contact with Dodge beforehand. I said hello to Dodge. We were cordial. We did our live together. He made his comments, and that was fine. And Lindsay came because she decided she wanted to like show up for me with Barbara. So it, I would have been just as a note, I would have been totally fine by myself because I'm going to go over the notes and then I want to tell you guys some other stuff that happened. Okay. So then I was just like really looking and listening to the judge because I really wanted to get a feel for her in real life because transcripts are one thing, but hearing someone's voice and like seeing them talk in real life gives you, like a kind of like a more in-depth impression of them. Right. So watching her interact with these various lawyers, okay, and watching her face and listening to the tone of her voice, what I got from her is she reminded me of like my 5th grade teacher, okay, Miss Alessio. Miss Alessio was kind, she was smart, she was so sharp-witted, and she saw through everybody's bullshit, right? But she saw through your bullshit with like, I see you, okay? I see you. I care about you and you can do better, right? So there was a couple times where like lawyers, not even defendants, guys, lawyers were trying to pull some shit. This one guy rolls up. This lawyer's like, well, the state never served us. And she's like, she has like this huge computer screen by her. And she's like, okay, so according to my notes and actually according to the portal, they served you on November 11th. And he's like, well, it didn't come to the right address. I never got it. She's like, there's this new invention called a telephone where people could like, call each other and find out and talk to each other. She goes, I'm really sick of this. I'm sick of these excuses in 2026 where you guys aren't talking to each other. Start talking to each other. This case has been dragged out for months and months because what? Because of clerical errors. Let's get on top about it. Right? It's just like, it's so, it's just so like crazy. Now, I'm sure a whole bunch of Aaron's peeps are going to come over here because they have been talking shit about me for the last 35 minutes. We'll play part of that because Aaron likes to make shit up about people and throw people under the bus because right now he's in full panic mode, guys. Full panic mode, and we're going to get to that. So he notices us right away when we walk in. He starts turning red. His face is getting tight. You can see veins on his bald ass head starting to pop out. And he's doing the thing where he's like, can't sit still. Now, his jacket was a little ill-fitting. It's a nice color on him. He had kind of a color like similar to this shirt I'm wearing, but a little brighter, like a little more teal underneath with no tie. And when he was texting, his hands were like this, like all stiff. So I don't know if that's just how he holds his phone, but it made it look like he couldn't put his arms together with his jacket. Like it was just so like, like Tommy Boy, fat guy in a little coat. That's what it seemed like. Fat guy in a little coat. I gave him screenshots of my chats with Liz. I probably did. I probably did it one time when I was in his cult, guys. I did a lot of stuff that was really stupid when I was in his cult. I will fully admit that. Aaron is a cult leader. Aaron is a malignant narcissist. Okay? we're going to replay this here because it needs to be said. It needs to be said. They're going crazy over there, guys. They're going absolutely bonkers because my point of going there wasn't to interact with Aaron in any way, shape, or form. I have nothing to say to him, right? And this is part of the story I want to tell. So let's get to. I want to play this for you guys, just as a refresher. Again, let's play this video because this man is describing Trump, but this also 100% describes Aaron.
We're in a hell of a lot of trouble, us, America, but the world is in a hell of a lot of trouble because the most powerful man in the world is both evil and demented. He has the most severe personality disorder, actually, that a human being can have. It's called malignant narcissism. It was originally introduced by Erich Fromm, who escaped the Nazis, to explain the psychology of Hitler.
That's where we're at here. Okay, this man was trying to come up with a way to describe what was up with Hitler's brain. And that's where the term malignant narcissist came from.
And other murderous dictators like him. It's actually not in the DSM. It's kind of a historically obscure diagnosis, but I happen to have studied with the person who was the world expert on malignant narcissism. And so early on, when Trump was running for president in 2015, I recognized that this was essentially a meteor heading towards Earth. Because I knew just how destructive a malignant narcissistic leader can be to a country. And I saw it as potentially fatal to our country. And unfortunately, that seems to be potentially coming true. It has 4 components: narcissism, of course, but also psychopathy, or what we call antisocial personality disorder.
Okay, so listen to this part in particular.
So lying, breaking laws and norms, having no remorse for violating the rights of others. Also paranoia, and finally sadism.
Yeah. All of these, check.
A lot of what he does is gleefully destructive and harmful.
Gleefully destructive. We have shown over and over again footage of Aaron watching himself do crime and then becoming elated, almost turned on by his harm of others.
Harmful. And it actually gives him enormous pleasure to hurt people and to destroy things.
Oh, yes. 100%. All right. So thank you to the Times Radio there. I always keep this clip up because sometimes we just need a refresher on how very, very, very dangerous Aaron Smith Levin is. I don't talk about him because it brings me pleasure. I can tell you that right now. It literally brings me no pleasure to, well, actually, let me change that. Let me get close. It is a necessity to discuss him because he is a danger to himself. He is a danger to the people around him. And it is a danger to Scientologists and people trying to leave Scientology. He is disingenuous in his offer of help, and he is destructive. He's a destructive force. Okay. So let's get back to the notes. Okay. So he got really nervous. And so I noticed in this courtroom, like when lawyers come in, state has like a permanent table right in front of the side we were sitting on. And then on the other side, there's like another table if there's going to be like some sort of like bigger type thing where I guess like the defense can sit. So there was a couple defense lawyers sitting at that table. And then the rest of the lawyers, as they're waiting to get called up, they sit in what looks like what could be the jury box, right? So it was just kind of weird to see like lawyers come in and like sit down and wait their turn for their case to be called. Then they get out of like the little jury box and go up. So yeah, he looked pretty nervous the whole time. He was squirmy. He kept checking his phone. He kept texting, tweeting. I don't know. I mean, I think as soon as he saw us come in, I think he posted about Barbara. I think he posted about Lindsay while we were in the courtroom. I'd have to match up the timestamps to be 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure he did that. And then he left. And now I kept a time track of when he was sitting and what he was doing. So I put Aaron's on the phone the whole time, waiting, even though phones are supposed to be left off. Like they give you instructions, like phones are off. Aaron is alone. No one is in the court with him. Nobody. No one was in the court. At 9:02 a.m., Aaron, now there's two bailiffs in there the whole time, a shorter female bailiff and then like a slightly taller male bailiff. Okay. So at 9:02, the female bailiff came right over to Aaron, like walked out into the galley and tapped him on the arm and said, "Put your phone away." Okay. And Aaron was like, oh, okay. And then he like pretended to like put it in his coat pocket and then just put it back on his lap and kept going. Like it's literally as soon as she went back to where she was. Didn't even wait 10 seconds. Got back on the phone. At 9:06, Aaron's lawyers came into Jerry and Lee Pearlman came into the courtroom. Andrew Shape was in the back by himself, seated behind Aaron at 9:10. Oh, then they took Aaron out. They left the courtroom. Okay. And then at 9:10, Aaron came back. So he was gone for 4 minutes outside of the courtroom. There is no Scientology presence in the courtroom. There were no Scientology lawyers. There were no Scientology watchers. There was no nothing. Just Andrew Shape. Aaron immediately texting furious again as soon as he came back into the courtroom after that 4-minute break. Is getting more and more agitated as cases are called and he waits for his case. Like I think he was really upset that he had to wait for his case. At 9:20, Aaron walks out again and he did this like the cape flap as he walked out near us, like, very dramatic, very dramatic. 9:25, Jerry, his new lawyer with the slick back hair with the little ducktail at the end, he walked back in the courtroom without Aaron. Andrew Shape was dressed nicely. He had a gray suit and he had like a legal pad with a lot of notes on it. Yeah, I've seen bailiffs will take your fucking phone. They don't care, especially in Florida. They give like one warning and then they take your shit. It was Miss Me that was appearing for the state. We'd heard her testimony in arguments earlier on the transcripts. At 9:35, 10 minutes later, the lawyer went in. Now there's an interview room right behind the little jury box that you can see. It says interview room. So lawyers were going in there with their clients and things like that. So Jerry went in there at 9:35, 9:37. Jerry comes out, sits down right next to the state lawyer. And they start having a conversation and exchanging papers. Okay. Then Aaron comes back into the court at 9:50. Two more lawyers walk in. Pearlman walked in and a female that I'd never seen before, a blonde female, maybe an assistant of one of the people. Aaron looked even more nervous. Okay. The blonde lawyer then goes into the interview room, then sits next to Pearlman. Still nobody shows up for Aaron. Like I thought, oh, maybe he was calling in the cavalry, like for people to come in. Nobody showed up. 9:56. Now, right before this, at 9:54, they'd gone through all the cases. There had been, like I said, the two bailiffs the whole time. A third bailiff walked into the courtroom. Another man, a taller man. At that moment, when there was now 3 bailiffs in the courtroom and only Aaron's case left, it was like he started sitting literally on the edge of his seat, like literally on the edge of his seat. And I think he thought, and I thought maybe too, he's getting remanded. Like they've brought in an extra person, to like fucking manhandle this huge man. Because even when Aaron's standing next to his lawyers, he's like almost a head taller than them. Aaron's a tall guy. He's not a small guy. He's a 6'1", 220-pound man. And he's gotten, it's probably more like 235 pounds now. He's a little beefier. He's a little chubbier, little more rotund. Okay, so he was getting extremely nervous. So at 9:56, his case was called. He stood on the right hand side, then slick back hair Jerry, and then Perlman, and they all stood at the little podium together. Okay, and the female, no, both the male bailiffs were like behind him. And when there's ever a criminal case, every case they brought up, one of the bailiffs stood behind every defendant with like the snap on their gun open and their hand hovering, and another hand like this, like just sort of out, so that if they needed to grab something and push the person to the ground, they were ready. They did that with every defendant. It wasn't just Aaron. Okay. But they did that with Aaron. They had two people behind him. And when when Jerry starts talking the first time he went up, he started to be like, "Judge, blah blah blah," and the judge was like, "Nope," because she had to finish her motion, right? So every time a case is done, she has to like type in whatever's happening next with the case and then hand that to the lawyers. So there's like a pause, right? So he was like trying to schmooze, and he actually had a couple cases before Aaron's, right? Aaron stood up like it was his, and then he sat back down. As soon as Aaron's case was called, Andrew's scrolling in the back, right? And Aaron was like chewing gum, like furiously during this time, like before he went up. Okay. So at 10:05, actually, Aaron got called up, right? It was, but 9:56 was the other cases for Jerry. "Oh, thank you." Here's some hazard pay for visiting a hillbilly town in a state caught in 1958. Thanks for your resolve and studiousness. Thank you. Thank you, 86. That's very kind. Very kind. Yeah, Florida is, yeah, we'll talk about the rest of everything that happened. Yeah, Andrew was taking notes. What else did I write down here? Okay, so this was so now we get to the ruling from from the judge. Okay, so she said this literally out of her mouth. She was like, "What are we doing? This is getting old." Meaning that in Florida, the courts are mandated to get cases from start to finish, criminal cases, start to finish in 90 days. Okay, and we're now way past that. Aaron was arrested on July 29th for the original charge and then remanded to jail on November 17th for the second charge because he was out on bail and he got a second charge. Okay. So they set the trial for the first case, the July 29th arrest, for March 3rd. There's going to be the Friday before, which is February 27th, will be at 10:30 for all motions. Any motion they want to put forth in this trial is going to be heard on February 27th. So they got to have all their shit together, okay, and put all those motions in. Now, this is just this trial for the July 29th charge. I don't know why, but in Florida, they don't combine these charges. So there's going to be a separate trial for the second charge, and the pre-trial for that will be first up on the docket, okay, on the March 3rd date. Okay. Now, statistically speaking, if you are guilty in some way of a charge, especially if there is video evidence to prove your guilt, it is not in your best interest in any court of law, but particularly Florida court of law, to go to trial. There is, in my personal opinion, guys, there is a 0% chance that a jury of 6 human beings with a human brain and human eyes are going to watch the videos of Aaron's conduct. And there will be multiple videos, guys. Why? Because Aaron widened the scope. When did Aaron widen the scope? According to the transcripts, Okay. Aaron widened that scope with the other behavior that he had been shown doing of the running up to people with his phone in their face. What did the judge say specifically, guys? You cannot run up to people and put your phone in their face. What is Aaron's stock in trade? Running up to Scientologists and shoving his phone in their face, right? And shoving his phone in their face. That's not how you talk to anybody. That is literally not how you talk to anybody. Okay. Now, as a result, okay, Aaron now is trying. That's why you guys saw the thumbnail of the girl with the firehouse. Aaron is literally trying to burn down everybody around him so that everybody suffers, because he's going, not only is he going to jail, guys, he is going to prison. Okay. Prison with a capital P. Prison. His declaration in his big boy suit when he got home. Let's just play it. Let's just bring it up. He just got so proud of himself, guys, that he didn't get remanded. He probably peed his pants on his way out of the court, to be honest. You know, and then, made it home. Hang on. Here we go. This is this is the part I want to get to. This is narcissistic collapse in real time. He did a short stream after and then claimed he didn't feel good. Then he went to the city council meeting because he can't keep one lie straight, guys. I feel like dog shit. I tell you guys that all the time. My voice has been going for a month. I don't know why. So here's the deal. We're gonna play this video. This is the video that he decided to make immediately upon getting home, trying to declare victory or whatever the fuck he's doing here. Okay. And this is, I just want to play this one part just so you can see his demeanor and what he's trying to declare as fact for his cult following. Okay, here we go.
The pre-trial phase has been a nightmare. But it's over. And so, like I said, guys, state attorney didn't even say one freaking word.
No, she
so
didn't.
None of you fucking nutcases out there that have been obsessively emailing my lawyers, emailing the prosecutors, trying to get me sent to jail. You all failed. You're a bunch of fucking losers. You're absolute lunatics. The state attorney didn't give a shit about any of your fucking bullshit. I'm glad you wasted your time. I'm glad you wasted your money. I'm glad you wasted your effort. And yeah, state attorney didn't say a single word. So mark your calendars, guys. March 3rd. Come and witness the Clearwater trial of the century.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We have our calendars marked. See, what Aaron fails to understand about the law is that, as you guys have seen, the law moves slowly, especially in the state of Florida. And just to be clear, the evidence, it's not frantically emailing people when you send over, more violations of the judge's orders and the no contact order. And I'm curious, what did Aaron's lawyers say that they were having a conversation with the state attorney? I think, here's my supposition, y'all. I think that the state was ready to do a plea agreement because they want this off their docket as much as anybody else. And Aaron, in his infinite wisdom, look at this man, just a fucking certifiable genius, right? He wants to go to trial. because he thinks it's going to be a thing. Now, I do think the plea agreement would be permanent injunction against him from protesting outside of Scientology, which of course we all know Aaron will refuse. Ankle monitor for at least a year. He'll refuse that also. And restitution and probation for probably 2 years. He's going to refuse all of that because he doesn't want a criminal record. Remember, he used to brag, I've never been arrested. That's gone. I've never gone to jail. That's gone. Right? So what is he trying to prevent? What's the last thing that he has above other people that he likes to make fun of, like DOA and other people? That he hasn't gone to prison, right? That he's not a convicted criminal. Okay? So when he is found guilty and is sent to prison, the reason why this is so stupid is that each one of these charges, because of the hate crime, enhancement, that could be a maximum of 5 years in prison, not in jail. Wow. 86 with 20 gifted memberships. Thank you. Let's see. Tiggy got one. Trish got one. Where am I? Oh my gosh. They're going too fast here. Hang on. Let's see. Dip Me and Glitter got one. Lydia Von Stretchclaw. I'm skipping them too much here. Quentin Bay's got one. More hazard pay. Thank you. DM. Diamond in the Rough. Clearwater Chad. Hi, Clearwater Chad. Nicolay. Harry Potter's Beard. Dina King. Becky Booty. I guess that's right. Or Bodie. I'm sorry, Becky. Jesse Bees. Tabby. Big Z. K to the Heat. Puka Vista. And Vicky Schultz. Oh, wait. And Cass Taz just became a member. Thank you for becoming a member, Cass. Appreciate all the memberships. Amy M. He's such a hypocrite. He was telling people to take plea deals. Exactly, Amy. What's good for the poors and everybody else is not good for him. It's not good for him. So this was his braggadocious stream. But this wasn't good enough for him. No. This was not good enough for him. So now, after this one, he does this live. Okay? The Lions and Tigers and Grifters. Oh my. Okay? This was made on the 13th. Now, I've fast forwarded through a bit. This was a Q&A. A Q&A. We're going to get to I'm muted right now. Okay, you're still. Who's saying I'm muted? Thank you. Just everybody, if you can't hear me, just refresh your screen. Refresh your screen, everyone. It's okay. I'm sure that Aaron's crew is over here mass fake reporting my live because he's live right now, guys, with Tom Cruise. Guys, we have 441 people here and he only has 495. He's really upset that we basically have the same amount of people. Okay? He is clutching every pearl. He cannot draw in an audience to save his life with 255,000 subscribers. 255,000 subscribers. And he's got 500 people watching. And my teeny tiny channel here, 2,400 of you badass bitches over here. We got 441 people. It's kind of amazing. Oh, you know what? I know why the sound is glitching. Fuck that. Turn that off. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. I had my Wi-Fi on and my wife's working from home doing a lot of stuff. And I think one of my kids is streaming shit. So I'll fix it. I'll go back to the direct connection. I apologize. All right. So Aaron does this stream. Oh, God. Took over the whole fucking planet there. Sorry about that. So Aaron does this stream. Oh my, stop. And I'm specifically bringing this up because Aaron is now trying to rewrite history. If you cannot hear me, just hit the refresh button on your device. Okay. Yeah, allegedly 255,000 subs. I don't know. I have 255,000 subs and you can only manage to get 20,000 views or whatever. Like, whatever. Okay. Aaron is now trying to go back and abuse people he's already abused. That's number one. Number two, in this particular segment that we're going to show, he is going to state emphatically a complete lie about, guys, if you cannot hear me, I'm going to put it in the chat. I will mute and unmute. It's so crazy. Okay, how about now? Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me now. If you can't, refresh your screen. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Astrid Visitors. I was also supportive of Aaron, but not anymore because I saw the truth. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Where he tries to, he lies about what actually happened with Reese. So let's, thank you, 0.196% of his subs. That's, I love it. You know why, guys? We're building this from the ground up. And I'm happy for it because this is the other reason I put all my Scientology content here. Okay. Because Aaron likes to say that he gifted me subs. I had 3,000. Thank you, 86, for becoming a member. He likes to say that he gifted me subs when I first came back. I already had 3,200 subs on my own. And then I got up to almost 20. And then that channel is now at 13,000. And I lost about 7,000 subs. When he started throwing me under every bus available. And that's okay. I'm going to keep doing stuff over there, or I'll just keep building it here and do whatever I want. I'll do whatever I want. All right. So let's listen to his new version of events in regards to Reese. Okay. Also, let's listen in for something really important that he goes over here that is kind of crazy.
I believe that to be true. And that's okay. The reason it's okay is because he's okay with it. Now you have to understand. So,
okay. So he's talking about the gentleman, Amir, who was interviewed on Alex's, Apostate Alex's channel, who's a current Scientologist, and saying that basically he's going to get kicked out of Scientology. And he made this whole thing like, if I would have interviewed him, I would have made sure that he knew he was going to get kicked out. And if he's okay with that, then that's fine. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Let's keep going.
It's funny because I'm trying to listen to, I'm trying to consider how my words might sound to someone else. Like, why would I care if some Scientology staff member got dismissed from staff in Scientology? Because I don't.
That's a really important verbiage there. He doesn't care about Scientologists. He doesn't care if they get kicked out of the organization that they're a part of and lose their family and their friends and everything. Okay. Because when you get kicked out, okay, let's say something happens or whatever, you're just considered persona non grata. You are disconnected from every resource that you could possibly have. Okay. If you get declared a suppressive in Scientology, you can't go work for a Scientologist like most people who leave the fake space Navy do, right? They work for some Scientology company and make a living wage and do stuff, right? No. You don't get to do that. You have no resources. All of your resources are now gone. It is like being dropped in the middle of nowhere on Naked and Afraid, okay? You've got nothing. Not even him. Not even him. Okay? Because he doesn't care. It's these little nuggets that he throws out there that it really shows his real character. Okay? Because he's not there to help them. Getting people kicked out of Scientology is not actually helping them. Okay? Because in order to fully leave a cult of any kind, you have to do it on your own determinism. You have to be like in the driver's seat on that journey. It's a scary journey. You're going to talk yourself out of it a bunch of times. You're going to have regrets. You're going to have a lot of emotions, but you have to be in the driver's seat. Okay. You have to be the one who is taking control. Okay. When you are kicked out in that essence and you have nobody around you to help you because your family is all in, your friends are all in, and you don't know anybody else, you're fucked. You are fucked. Okay. So let's get back to it.
I wish all Scientology staff members would get dismissed.
I wish all Scientology staff members would get dismissed. That's an interesting statement coming from someone who can't manage to get any donations for his foundation right now. I don't know how they're going to get help. Where are they getting help from? Where would they go live? What would they go do, Aaron? What's your solution for that? Do you have a solution for that? You got like a huge apartment complex you haven't told anybody about that you could just house all these people and you got jobs lined up for them? No.
The part of it where I start to care about it is
here.
If something is being done, if it feels like someone's being used.
I'm sorry. All of these people are indentured servant. There isn't one person inside of any of those buildings, okay, that is not being used. That's just facts.
Right? There's a ton of people in Scientology I talk to. Their lives would usually, for the most part, be very harmed or destroyed if they were without their preparation dismissed, and everyone had to disconnect from them.
See, so notice how he makes that caveat there. Like that wasn't a caveat a moment ago when he's just talking about like, I hope they all get dismissed. Like he knows how destructive it would be for someone to just be kicked out. He says it very clearly there. Okay. He says it very clearly there. But yet totally contradicts what he just said a moment earlier. Now he's going to tell the story. Look at him.
And
you see how he's looking up to the right? He's got to figure out how he's going to craft it.
Those people are very aware of that fact.
Guys, no one is aware. No one is aware of what's going to happen to them when they decide, I don't want to do this anymore. I can promise you that. Why can I promise you that? Because my mother, who had been in for 50 years, 50 years, a Scientologist, 50 years defending L. Ron Hubbard to the world, 50 years of dedicated study, dedicated application of the technology, dedication to bettering mankind through Scientology, help working for Narconon, trying to help drug addicts to get off drugs. 50 years. And they told her, okay, they told her that if she did not disconnect from me, she could do no more Scientology. Okay? They told her to kick me out of the house that we were living in together, to kick her grandchildren out, and to have nothing to do with me. And my mom said that's not a choice. And she left. She truly believed that her friends at Narconon, because Narconon is like this where the cool, weird ex-druggy kids hang out, right? That they were all still going to be her friends. That all these people that she had helped over the years, genuine help, were all going to still be there. Every single one of those people turned their back on my mother. They told her to get rid of me and get back right with Scientology. My mom spent 2 years like not going out of the house, totally depressed because these people, the family that she had like surrounded herself with, okay, they abandoned her. No one believes that that will happen. No one believes that that will happen. Okay, so statements like this are false. Because ultimately, when you feel love for another human being, they don't talk about that in Scientology, they call it affinity. When you have this huge amount of love for another person and you really help them, okay? It is, you can't think that that's happening. Yeah, I saw that, Betsy. Yeah, it's a little yeah, guys, chat, let's be good. Let's not fight with each other, please, okay? If you don't like, yeah, thank you, Rox. If you don't like a particular person that's in the chat, don't engage with them. Okay? Just block them. You won't see their chats anymore. Okay? Please just be kind to each other. We're talking about a very specific situation. Let's stay on the specific situation. We need to we need to, as the kids would say, we need to lock in. Let's lock in here, chat. Lock in. All right.
And that's the issue here.
Again, that's a patently false statement. Patently false statement from Aaron.
Just because someone doesn't seem to be aware of that fact or doesn't want to believe it,
listen to this bullshit,
doesn't make it not true.
Nobody said it's not true, but what you're saying is that they are totally aware of it. That's untrue.
And so that's just becomes, are you doing something that you know is going to have a certain effect, but you're saying it's okay because the other person isn't aware of it? Especially if we're pretending to be full of caring, compassion, and love and understanding. It's not very.
Notice how he can't even say those words without care and compassion and love and understanding. Almost like he's about to throw up. It's just it's painful to watch a narcissist squirm this much.
Compassionate to lead someone down a path. They seem to be in denial about where the path leads when you yourself know very well where the path.
This is him trying to take Alex down a peg without being full disclosure to Amir about what's going to happen to him. Yeah.
So I just want to be clear about that. And I'll tell you what's different. What's different about, because as I'm saying this out loud, I realize, people are going to go, but that's exactly what happened a couple of years ago when, Reese was not declared a suppressive person yet.
So here comes the big lie about Reese. I forgot, I have all these other videos pulled up. I forgot to pull up the Mike Rinder one. If one of my mods can find the clip in one of the 7 Mike Rinder videos where he specifically talks about Reese reaching out to the foundation, if you guys could find that for me and drop the link in our mod chat, I would be eternally grateful. But let's finish hearing Aaron's lies because I have another video to show after this.
And she was talking to you, and then you accidentally showed text messages on screen and that she got kicked out. And there's some similarity there, but there's also a really, really big difference.
So here we go. You guys ready for the rewriting of history here? Here we go.
Reese was not under the radar.
What?
Reese had simply not yet been declared a suppressive person, but she was not under the radar.
Twice. Now he's going to lie about it. Okay.
Under the radar in Scientology means that you are still pretending to Scientologists to be down with Scientology. You are still pretending to the authorities and to the ethics officer that you are a good Scientologist because you don't want to suffer disconnection and fair game.
And Europe N1 fan, I'm sorry that happened to you. You're going to, anybody who's in here, okay, who's in my chat, who makes a comment, who says, good job to me, I am sorry. I'm going to apologize to you for these narcissistic abusers out here. Cheryl, Eric, Julia O'Connell, who I've never met. I don't even know this woman. She's getting to be a little bit much. Susie, all these people. These are people who are propping Marilyn. These are people who are propping up this man, a self-confessed abuser of multiple women, because they think that his actions are above board. They think that he is doing the most. They think that he is God, right? And so they will go viciously after any single person who does not stand on that side. You're watching a narcissistic collapse on a cult-wide scale. That is literally what is happening, okay? So I apologize for that. Telling the truth does not come without consequences. All right. Whistleblowers are often, vilified by people and the press. Okay. But when you tell the truth, you have to stand in that 10 toes down and literally be okay with the lies and the innuendo that is said about you, because it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Okay. Let's finish with this lie about Reese here.
In Reese's case, she was doing the exact opposite of that.
And this is what I'm saying when I say he's rewriting history here.
She was telling all of the Scientologists in her life that she was not a Scientologist, had not been in a long time, would never let her son do Scientology, and was telling the Scientologists in her life that she wanted to send her son to a psychiatrist. That is the opposite of being under the radar. I mean, Reese and I, if you guys ever go back and listen to the phone calls that Reese recorded a bunch of phone calls between her and her mother-in-law. She also recorded a phone call or two that she actually had with a Sea Org recruitment mission. And you guys will see what I mean. It's the difference between being under the radar and just not being declared yet. And actually, I remember the first conversation I ever had with Reese when she contacted the Aftermath Foundation. She wasn't asking for help leaving Scientology because she was already out of Scientology, but she hadn't been.
Okay, so now he's going to retell this. This is why, hang on one second. Oh. Jeez. Hang on. I'm sorry.
Declared yet, and her mother-in-law was on staff and was training at Flag. She actually said she needed some guidance. She wanted someone to talk to. So I remember the first conversation I had with Reese. Actually, as soon as I got off the phone with Reese, I actually sent a written debrief to Mike Rinder and Luis Garcia about this conversation I just had with this, kind of ex-Scientologist, but still not, still technically in good standing. And the debrief that I sent them even specifically said, Reese does not care if she gets declared.
Okay. So we're going to go over 2 different videos. Thank you, Rox. You are a fucking rock star. Thank you. Okay. So let's go to this video. This video, okay, is from 2 years ago, precisely March 10th, 2023, entitled, I accidentally doxed one of my sources, Reese. Reese, I always say your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Is it Quibble or Quibell? I just feel like it's Quibell, but it's probably Quibble. I don't know. But you tell me, honey, if you're watching. All right. So let's go here.
If I
Clearwater, she used
even after they're uploaded. Any further inner working for Scientology crimes? Well, Reese didn't have to wait long. It took
Ron, where are you? Where is Ron right now? You done messed up, Ron!
Ron is present. Thanks for joining me.
Look how old this is, guys. He was still the VP of the Aftermath Foundation.
Everyone yet again for some more SP
Here's all his socials in case you can't find him.
TV. Well, guys, I done messed up this time. Some of you very eagle-eyed viewers noticed that on January 1st, on a live stream, I accidentally doxed one of my sources, an under-the-radar Scientologist, named Reese. I did this by accidentally swiping the wrong direction on a screen that I was sharing, and my text messages flashed on the screen for about a quarter of a second. And the text message that was highlighted was a message from Reese where she was sharing some information with me. So as soon as I realized that this had occurred, I didn't realize it until after the stream had ended. I immediately called Reese and told her what had happened. And we waited and prepared for the fallout. Well, Reese didn't have to wait long. It took less than a week for Scientology's operatives to figure out exactly who it is she was. The name I had her under in my phone wasn't exactly what they're used to calling her by. And once they figured it out, the familial disconnection started immediately. And while Reese knew that this day would eventually come, that day was always at least tomorrow. And unfortunately, due to my mistake, tomorrow has become today. Reese and I had a chance to sit down and talk about all of this, not just my mistake, but her Scientology story. And guys, I hope you watch this whole video because you're going to see that Reese is someone Scientology should be very, very afraid of.
So this is Aaron admitting that he doxed her, that she was under the radar. Okay. Let me pull this up. Thank you, Rox, for getting that for me again. And let's go to Mike Rinder's version, okay, because he just mentioned Mike Rinder. So why the fuck not? Let's bring up Mike Rinder and what he has to say. We're going to go into the 19-minute mark here. Okay. And here's Mike Rinder.
He had also been taking people who reached out to the foundation and using them as a means of getting content for his videos. Reese Quibble was someone who reached out to the foundation. Aaron never reported anything about it and started using her.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Mike, are you saying that Aaron didn't write an entire debrief to you? Isn't it so convenient that now that Mike is dead, that Aaron could be like, I wrote an entire debrief to Mike Rinder specifically, as is actually just Mike, laying it out on the line that, she was ready to be declared, ready and willing to be declared. Except for, what does Mike say? What does Mike say? I'm sorry, Michael. I'm going to rewind you here a second, hon.
Aaron never reported anything about it and started using her as a source of inside information into Scientology until he doxed her.
I just want to make sure that's it.
I'm not going to go into anything further.
Yeah, that was the end of the video. Okay, so once again, Mike Rinder from the grave is totally confirming that Aaron's story right now is full of shit. Full of shit. Okay? Like, are you joking me right now? That you think that you're going to fucking say you sent a report to Mike Rinder and Mike Rinder made a video about it, baby. Okay? This is fucking ridiculous. Also, guys, I want to point out today, and he's never apologized to her. He didn't apologize in that video. He just said, Aaron has fucked up. I has done messed up. Never apologized to Reese privately or publicly for basically doing what he said was going to happen to Amir. Like, he's going to fucking lose everything. He's going to get declared. It's so bad. You shouldn't do that to people. Okay? Never apologized. Never apologized to Reese. And now is trying to throw her ass under a bus. Why? Why would Aaron want to throw her ass under a bus? Because she did a video with Tori, which, by the way, was amazing. And what is Aaron wearing today at his protest, guys? I have to show you. What is Aaron wearing today at his protest? This is what Aaron's wearing today. His up-and-coming cult leader hat, which isn't his. Do you guys want to know whose hat that is? That's Reese's motherfucking hat. That is Reese Quibble's hat. Okay. Oh, it's Quibble. I had it right. It's Quibble. That's right. It's not quibble. It's quibble. That's her motherfucking hat that he's rocking right now. Because Reese had that shit made because that's funny. He can't even come up with his own jokes, y'all. He can't even come up with his own fucking shtick. He steals from everybody. She accidentally left that at his house. Did he mail it to her? Did he say, hey, next time you're in town, I get this, I get this back to you? No. He cannot stand for anyone else to have the spotlight. And by the spotlight, I mean like they get an accolade. They get like, hey, wow, you're fucking doing great. He claimed to start this whole SPTV thing so that everybody could be out here telling their stories. And then when someone's story would get big, he doesn't like that. That's why he's replaying all his old shit when he's with Jenna, because Jenna's fucking blowing up without his ass. Guess who wasn't in Florida yesterday? Jenna fucking Miscavige. Why? Because she was in LA doing TikToks with fucking Jessica Palmadessa. And I say, you go, girls. Okay? Because they don't need his fucking limp ass dick for nothing. Okay? They don't need it. Okay. So then, now I want to go over, all of the people that were there yesterday. Aaron went after in disgusting form. He says all the same shit that he always says about me. I don't give a fuck. I really, really, really don't give a fuck. But let's find him here on the tweeters. Now, Aaron has a problem, because he has to be seen. He has to be noticed. He has to, he just has to be the guy, right? And so, I guess he deleted those now. Whatever. Is it a reply? I think these are replies. Yeah. So Aaron went after Lindsay super hard on Twitter last night. Okay. Because first of all, if someone, as Aaron claimed to me and other people, and I have all of the convos in regards to that, if Lindsay is in fact an insane person and dangerous and violent, as Aaron's claimed to me, the entire board, every ex-Scientologist that he could talk to. Yesterday was the first time I met Lindsay in real life, guys. There's nothing crazy. I didn't see crazy. We had a great time. She stood strong in her power, standing up, for herself against Aaron. And what does he do? What's his immediate response to that? Okay, is to just fucking go off on this woman who hasn't even been talking about him. We all just sat in a courtroom, and all of us guys had paper and pen in our hands, unlike Aaron, doing the fucking, cell phone thing. Okay. So on Twitter, let's just share this here. Okay. On Twitter, Aaron is attempting through talk about stalkerazzi. Okay. This is his replies section. Okay. So Lindsay posted this. She got into a car accident. It was very serious. And thank God that she's okay. Okay. She's recovering still. She's still a bit banged up. We talked about that. So, people started out giving her a bunch of shit. Let me go back. And so Aaron replied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 replies to one singular post. 6 replies where he says salacious and lies and look at him. Blah, 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 blah. All this bullshit. That is not true. This is not true. Not true. He's just in there saying disgusting shit. Okay. Because this is an ex-lover who has moved on from him. Okay. Then he reposts his old video from June. We're going to get to that. his old video right here from June about Barbara, okay, claiming a lot of bullshit. He posted it on Twitter. He posted it on Facebook. And he talked about her in his live today. Okay. Now, there's an interesting thing that Aaron Smith Levin should know, that right here in the state of Florida. Oh, that's not it. Wrong one. That's about adding a moderator on Rumble. In the state of Florida, guys, publishing private texts in Florida can violate the law, as Florida is a what? It's a two-party consent state, baby, for electronic communications, making it a what? Oh, a felony. A felony to intercept or disclose them without all parties' consent, with potential jail time and fines, though publishing truthful info from public records, oh, wow, it's generally protected. Publishing private, non-public messages you obtained illicitly could lead to charges like unlawful interception. Now, these were obviously between two people that were talking to each other, but if done with intent to harass, cyber stalking, okay, it could be a publication of private facts, claim if highly offensive and not a public concern, okay? So this can be a felony. Now, you can publish, if you are a party to the text, you can usually share your own words. However, publishing messages you unlawfully intercepted or obtained could still be illegal. You can publish your own words, but you cannot publish other people's texts like he did in the video that he just reposted today. He just reposted this video today, unedited, with the texts that were not his words, but someone else's words. Okay? So again, this is when he says to us in his video earlier, like, oh, all you guys failed, you're fucking losers, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? All of that information, and not only your original post in June, but your reposting of a crime today, Aaron, that's going to the prosecution. Now, if they decide to use it, that's up to them. If they decide not to use it, you know, it's going to be up to them. But that is not going to look good for you in court, that your behavior is of a criminal nature, let's just say, of a criminal nature. And to top it off, during your live stream, which thank God is finally ended, because, you know, getting people to honk outside in Florida, let me tell you guys, this is creating huge change. I can't tell you how many people have left Scientology, okay, and have just absolutely, run to the SPTV Foundation. Yeah. Oh, people are sticking up for Reese and Tori here in the chat. Leave Reese and Tori alone, please. Reese bothers no one. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah. Reese doesn't bother you. Leave her the fuck alone. Okay. Listen to what he had to say. I paused it when everybody started bringing me up and everything else. Let's listen to Aaron's words from today, from right now. First of all, using her full name. Good job, Aaron. That's going to be another charge. Here we go. Again, full name. So now insinuating that Barbara has tried to have sexual relations with Aaron. Trying to insinuate that Barbara wants to have sexual relations with Aaron. You can't hear this? I might have to refresh this shit, and that's going to piss me off because I don't know where I'm at in the video. Okay, hang on. I'll fix it. I fix it. I just got to find like a marker to get to. Show. Okay, let me go back to stupid face here. It's going to be live here. Tell me if you can hear it when it refreshes and goes live. Can you guys hear that now? Oh, good. What are they saying about me? Let's hear what somebody who's never seen me and doesn't know me is going to say. And then we'll go back to the other part. Who's this lady and who's she getting information from? I'm curious now. Look how lively it is with him and the 3 people. Such a big protest, making such an impact. You still can't hear anything? Oh, he's so cute. You guys still can't hear it? What in the actual fuck? Let me try unsharing it and resharing it again. Let's try that. Sometimes that helps. Can you guys hear it now? How about now? Did you hear the beeping? Did you guys hear the beep? Still no. Son of a bitch. Okay, let me pull it up here. Let me try again.
Oh, you guys missed it. I had it on mute. Oh, no. All right, we're going to do it again.
Can you guys hear it now?
All right, guys, we're going to reenact another scene for you, okay?
Here we go. They're making fun of me. You still can't hear this?
This is my impression of Nutcase Nora protesting
Can you guys hear
outside
this?
the Flagland base. And
Here we go.
action.
Here we go. Works now.
Hey there. I used to train here in 1996. Is the food still good? That's amazing. Have a great day. Wow.
Okay, now you guys can hear that. Okay, so that's him. Something else happened. Hang on. This lady that he's out there.
Here's my reenactment.
Here's another
of
one.
Nora protesting Scientology.
Here's another one.
Good morning, ma'am. Are you having a good day? You look wonderful today. Stay blessed. Wow, that was a hell of a Scientology protest there, Nora. You're changing the world. I mean,
I don't know if you remember when she was telling the story about when she got out of Scientology. There was something about she threw a fit, ran off, and then threw a fit in the parking lot, and it was like a total mental breakdown is the way she described it.
Just sounds like another Tuesday in the Nora's household.
Yeah, that's total. Guys, for everyone who knows my story, whoever this fucking woman is, what a simp. Here she is, the only person protesting with Aaron right now. How badly is this woman in the cult with Aaron Smith-Levin? Okay? She thinks whatever he's told her is total truth. And first of all, I wasn't protesting. I made it very clear at the beginning, and we'll play my video so you guys can hear my words. I wasn't protesting yesterday on purpose. But nobody can seem to understand that sometimes you can just exist in a place and just be kind, which is beyond these people's comprehension. But now I got to find this point earlier. Oh, good. Eric's there. Look at Eric, guys. Look at this. Look at this specimen. Let's look at this specimen who hasn't washed his own penis or balls in years because he hasn't.
Crazy.
No, you threatened me.
Come back with the police if you want.
Threaten me with that.
You didn't get.
Oh, good. I love
this.
this.
But so Nora will criticize us for not being nice to every SEAL member that walks by, but she thinks Laura is wonderful.
Yeah, right.
It's just her mental illness.
Yeah,
She's not consistent with anything.
Look at Eric.
Yeah.
Look at Eric. Look at this guy. This is the guy who's the king of protesting. He's the king of protesting.
She was fine with he who smelleth horrific calling people the C word.
I don't even know who he's talking about. If he's talking about Scott, I don't fucking fuck with Scott. Everybody knows that.
Calling senior citizen women the C word.
This is oh, and you're fine with Aaron calling women the C word. First of all, let's bring that up. I'm not going to show the text, guys. I'm not going to show the text because that's illegal in the state of Florida. Yesterday, is Cheryl on this video? Guys, look at how upset they are about
he
the
had
C
no
word.
problem with Scott screaming at old ladies.
No, I have absolutely chastised Scott multiple times for that.
That's not abusive.
No.
I've said that, right? But where's Cheryl? Where's Cheryl? Where is she? Okay. Cheryl yesterday, because Barbara sat next to me in court, Cheryl texted, first of all, tried to call Barbara like 5 or 6 times. Then when Barbara didn't pick up, texted Barbara. I'm just going to read to you what she texted. I'm not going to show it on screen because guess what? I don't violate Florida law. Okay. I'm just going to read to you the texts. Where is it? I got to go very far back in my text thread. She texted. Oh no, it's not the whole thing. I'm not putting it up on screen, guys. Don't worry. She literally called 4 times in a row. Okay. And she texted, and then later she texted and called like 6 more times. She texted, "You fucking cunt. Evil fucking cunt. Sick, twisted, and mentally ill, pure cunt." That is a quote from Cheryl, from Feral Cheryl to Barbara, because she sat in a courtroom and said nothing and did nothing because she sat next to me. I'm going to read it again because Cheryl and Eric have been on a campaign, and George Massey have been on a campaign to say how foul-mouthed I am because I was describing somebody else using the word cunt. I'm going to read Cheryl's text again. These are all separate texts, by the way. You fucking cunt. Evil fucking cunt. Sick, twisted, and mentally ill, pure cunt. This is the woman who says, I absolutely am the worst person in the world because I called Jenna a cunt one time because I said she was being cunty with her behavior. But she thinks it's okay to text a woman that in the middle of the day because she went to a public courtroom to observe a psychopath. Now, these guys are just going to bitch about me for a little bit, and then I want to see this interaction with the guy.
A lady trying to sit down and enjoy a yogurt being called the C word.
I don't think that's okay. I told Scott that was fucking disgusting when he did it, and but they want to, again, this is all rewriting history. This is all gaslighting. And this is Marilyn's favorite word, Marilyn. It's Darvo, baby. Are you okay, Marilyn, with your homie, Cheryl, texting that to another woman? You're okay with that, George Massey? You want to ask Cheryl if she did it or not? I'll send you the text.
Oh, that's not abusive by any stretch.
Exactly. No, she thought Pearl Snappy was amazing, and Pearl would just scream at old.
I told Pearl very specifically to her face and on my stream, I did not like the term coffin dodgers, and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't think it was okay. Okay, I'm going to fast forward. These guys, they have nothing else to talk to because guess what, guys? 2 fat old guys standing on a corner bitching about me is absolutely protesting Scientology. This is getting a lot of people out of Scientology, guys. These 2 fat bald fucks standing on a corner talking shit about me. Look at all the people leaving Scientology, guys. Look at the people running from the Fort Harrison to ask them for help. Look at it. Okay, I want to see what happens with this guy here.
Yeah.
Oh, don't video me.
Do you know when David Comer?
Okay, so this guy is coming. So now he's talking about 86 GOP. Also, let's see what happens with this guy in this blue vest.
They do, and we have a right to protest.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
We do, right?
For sure.
I mean, no.
Yeah, you can't park on the sidewalk. That's not legal.
That's where the police asked us to park there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Police asked you?
Yeah.
Oh, don't video me, man.
We do live protests every week. We do live protests every week.
You don't have to.
I
did not give you the right to videotape.
Then don't walk up to a camera.
I didn't have. You're standing on fucking.
And you walked up. You just walked up to us. You just walked up to us.
In public.
Every week we do live stream protests every week at this location. You don't have to walk up to a camera if you don't want to be on the camera.
Everybody's got a right to their own religion.
And we have a right to protest.
Why aren't you protesting to the Lutheran Church? Why aren't you protesting?
Because I didn't grow up in the Lutheran Church.
Look at all this enlightenment.
I didn't grow up in the
happening.
Lutheran Church. I grew up in Scientology.
This is wonderful.
You grew up in Scientology?
Yeah, I used to work on the base.
That's as bad as they are.
Oh, because I grew up in it.
Don't fucking videotape me.
Don't walk up to a camera.
Again, I'm gonna call you. I have given you no right to videotape.
Don't walk up to a camera on public property.
He didn't walk up to the camera. He's just on the sidewalk. And when someone asks you 3 times to not videotape you, okay, you can inform them that there's no expectation of privacy on a public sidewalk. But out of courtesy, you can say, okay. You can literally just say, okay, and point your camera down. You don't have to there's no reason to keep videotaping this man.
Public property.
The sidewalk is public property.
To walk to the store and you're videotaping.
Don't walk up to a camera on public
property. This guy might be a
property.
little bit drunk.
He's videotaping me and all I'm doing is going to the store.
Well, you could walk away from the... Why don't you walk away from the camera? You should walk away from the camera. Walk away from the camera.
Yeah, look at Eric. He's just laughing. Eric is just standing next to him laughing. He's not getting Aaron to de-escalate. He's not trying to de-escalate this man who's getting more agitated. He's just laughing. This is funny to him. This is funny to have a human being who feels violated in the moment. Who, you know, it doesn't even matter if it's public property or not at this point. Okay?
Walk away from me.
You walked up to me.
I just said I don't want to be videotaped.
Then walk away from the camera.
All right, I'm going to say this one more time, and I'm going to call along.
The police are across the street.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in front of the Pinellas County Courthouse.
So go call.
42 years.
Go call him.
All right, buddy, you want to videotape? I'll videotape you.
We're not videoing. We're live streaming, buddy.
Oh, you're fucking full of shit.
We're live. We're live.
And you don't have my consent.
You're on a public property. You walked up to us.
I'm trying to cross the road.
No one's stopping you.
Well, don't fucking videotape me.
This is for my safety.
Yeah, this guy's clearly, this person is clearly inebriated, okay? And what is frustrating in this moment, okay? And this, to me, this demonstrates that Aaron has, A, no compassion for any human life, and B, no way to demonstrate empathy, okay? Because instead of de-escalating, pointing his camera at the guy's feet or something, keep it rolling, have Eric take his camera and just be like, hey, man, I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with you, clearly. We are here trying to protest Scientology. If you want to hear about my story, I'm happy to share that with you. Otherwise, bro, we will point our camera over here across the street. Enjoy the rest of your day. You know, have a good day. Because he wants to sit there and make fun of me for having interactions with Scientologists that weren't running up to them to cause them anxiety and fear at their place of work, to intimidate them, to say untoward, nasty things to them, okay, that most of those people, A, have no involvement in or knowledge of. And the way to inform somebody of crimes of extreme nature is not to scream it in their face. That's not communication. That doesn't do anything. But Aaron is clearly, escalate. You guys can see this should have been a nothing burger. He's escalating this situation with this man.
You're threatening me.
He didn't threaten you.
Walk across the street. You think you're going to threaten me and I'm going to stop live streaming? You're crazy.
No, you threatened me.
Come back with the police if you want.
Threaten me with that.
You didn't get threatened. It's all on live stream.
There shouldn't be.
You walked up to us while we're protesting.
I'm a fucking citizen of the United States.
So am I.
Don't fucking.
You came up starting to criticize us and yelling at us. This is for my safety.
For his safety. It's for Aaron's safety, guys. The only people who have ever been harmed while Aaron Smith Levin's been live streaming have been other people. Other people. Because as we know from the transcripts, even though he was screaming, ow, 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 you hurt me, my foot, you hurt me, Andrew. The surveillance video, which is not yet public, shows that nothing happened to Aaron's foot. And the judge made that clear in the transcripts, that you may be screaming a lot of things, but nothing happened.
Because everybody deserves their own fucking religion.
And protesters deserve the right to protest.
Well, protest him, but don't shoot the shit at me.
This is for my...
And this is true. There's no reason for Aaron to be shooting passerbys for any reason. For any reason.
Safety. You threatened me. You just threatened to drop kick me.
He did say that. The guy did say that. But he said that after he told Aaron 3 times to stop filming him. So now this guy finally goes. Eric's laughing. And then, does he have to zoom in on him? Does he have to zoom in on this guy who has nothing to do with this? No. Laughing.
Well, at least he didn't try to drop kick me. I've been marked safe from...
Look at him. Look at this man. This is the guy. No one has left Scientology because of this man. I'm gonna make that claim right now. I'd love for him to prove me wrong. I would love for people to write to me, contact me, write me a letter at my P.O. box, anything to say, Nora, you're absolutely wrong. I left Scientology with the assistance of and because of Aaron Smith Levin. I would love to hear that story. Love to hear it, guys. Love to hear it. Oh my God. Dark Horse. One time when Jenna wrote a really nasty thing about me, which by the way, she's taken down, and I thank her very much for that. One time over a year ago, one time, and I said she was being a see you next Tuesday. One time. Aaron did it 5 times to a woman in a public place. Is that okay with you? Feral Cheryl texted Barb and called her, what was it? You fucking cunt, evil fucking cunt, sick, twisted, and mentally ill, pure cunt. Is that okay with you? I'll wait for a response. Is that okay with you, Dark Horse? I love how people are like, Nora said cunt one time and she called Jenna a cunt. Guys, I did. And I admit it. And I apologized for that. But like literally, you still hear Dark Horse or you just pop in? Is that Thomas Mew Anderson? Probably. All right, let me find this other part that I wanted to find. It's much earlier when he started talking about Babs and stuff. It's going to be really hard. Oh, I think I found it. Let's see.
Tried to fundraise $50,000. Live chats publicly supporting her.
Guys, this is
while she's attacking me and Jenna.
This stream is just, see, he's got to throw Jenna in there. His whole stream right now here, guys, is literally just about me. This is not a protest today. This is him going, it wasn't Thomas Mew Anderson? Okay. Somebody's very upset that somebody's being accused of being Thomas.
Dollars or whatever the flight was, who knows. After begging her audience to send her money to fly
beg.
to
Did I beg you guys? Did we beg? Was there begging? I said, if you guys want me to go, help me out. if you don't, now look, he's filming the
Yeah, but what is
cops.
this, like a confidential informant over here or something?
That's great. Why don't you dox that guy some
Oh,
more?
they're
Maybe it
giving
is a
him their
confidential
card.
informant. What a fucking asshole. Look at all these people. Look at all these people leaving Scientology, pulling over to find out about how they can get out of Scientology. Thanks for the hamburger fund. Thanks for the
I'm
hamburger
glad you
fund.
asked me what Barbara
Here we
Mangano's
go.
beef is. I was looking
Here
for
we
a
go.
good reason to discuss it. I'll give you the chronology of Barbara Mangano's involvement in
Thank
this
you,
movement.
Abdazzle.
First of all, she's kind of an older horn dog who can't keep her hands off of people, especially me.
Barbara, did you hear that? You're an older horn dog who can't keep your hands off of people, especially Aaron. I'll give you the timestamp on that after it's over. This is at the -2 hour mark. So the whole video. How long is this motherfucking video? It's almost 3 hours. So this is like 45 minutes in, Barb, like 40 minutes in.
All she does while she was here. Instead, all she did was walk around the base saying, he does. And again, my point isn't, hey, is the food here still good? Have a wonderful day.
He's really upset.
Barbara Mangano.
You know what he's really upset about? He's really upset that I encountered probably 30 Scientologists. I had miniature conversations with them. I was polite and kind. And not one moment of like animosity happened during those interactions. That's what he's upset about. That's what he's upset about.
And Lindsay, who we'll be talking about later, Nora brought those two lunatics.
Actually, I didn't bring them anywhere. I'm not in charge of people. I don't run a cult. Barbara and Lindsay showed up on their own volition because they wanted to support me because people care about my mental health and they wanted to make sure that I was okay while I was there.
Into the court to ambush my lawyer in the hallway, so.
Nope. Total lie. None of us interacted with the lawyers. None of us attempted to talk to his lawyers, either his lawyers or the state lawyers. None of us wanted to talk to the lawyers. We weren't there to talk to the lawyers. We didn't try to. I arrived late. I told you guys because I went to the wrong courthouse. I was actually at the courthouse that he's standing in front of thinking, where's everybody? And then I realized Barbara was like, here I am. And I'm like, fuck. Oh, shit. I went inside that courthouse and I was like, hey, where's Judge Hessinger's room? And he's like, oh, ma'am, that's at the other courthouse across town on 49th. And I was like, fucking shit. So I had to haul ass across town because I was like, I went inside the building at 8:30. I made it over there in like 20 minutes, thank God, and got in there. And they had already started court. However, Aaron's case hadn't been called. So Aaron was inside the court. His lawyers weren't even in there. I don't even know if they were outside. I didn't even notice them because on the bench was Dodge and Barbara and Lindsay. And I said hi to all of them. We hugged. We were like, oh, what's going on? And I was like, well, let's go see. And we went in and we sat and we were quiet. We pulled out our pens and paper and fucking took notes. That's what we did. We didn't talk to no fucking lawyers. He's so full of shit. You know who I did talk to, though? I did talk to Andrew Shape. I did have a one-on-one conversation, partially right there in the pew. And then there's like this little in-between kind of like, it's like an airlock, because there's like doors to the outside and then about 4 or 5 feet and then the doors to the courtroom. And I was on time to the wrong location. I talked to Andrew Shape. And if you guys forget what that conversation was, I said, hi, I'm Nora. And he said, and we shook hands and he said, oh, I know who you are. We didn't say it. He said, oh, I know. And in my mind, I was like, oh, okay. So Osa knows who I am. Okay. I said, listen, I just want you to know from me, okay, that all of us out here protesting Scientology because we want the truth of our stories out there are not Aaron. Okay. We are not trying to harm Scientologists in any way, shape, or form. We are trying to actually, make sure people have good living conditions and that, things are better. And he was like, let's take this conversation over here. I said, okay. So we're in this little hallway, and, I said, listen, let's be real. I said, as an example, it's 2026. If people want to quit working for, the Sea Organization, the fake Space Navy, I said they should be able to do what everybody else does in this world, give 2 weeks notice or just say, I quit, and be able to walk out and not go through months and months of interrogations and sec checks. And he looked at me and he said, well, it's basically that now. And I said, Andrew, come on. You and I both know that's not the case. Come on, let's be real. Let's not do that. And he was like, right. And I said, that's my personal goals, is that people have human rights. Okay. And that the crimes and other things stop, and then he was like, I said, I think honestly, we need to do, more things like this, like more things like having an honest conversation. And he was like, just kind of did one of these like, And then I said, okay, I want to ask you something. It's going to sound like a weird question, but I'm curious. And I said, if you guys have like a scale of like ranking, like people out here that are dangerous to Scientology, where does Aaron rank on the scale? And he laughed and he was like, I have no comment on that. And I said, okay, well, I said, listen, the evidence is clear. I hope, that this doesn't escalate, and I want people to be safe. Right. So then I did my stand up outside. And one thing I wanted to express is because going to Florida, I had a lot of talks with a lot of people about going or not going. Oh, thank you for gifting memberships. That's so kind of you, Knit Pearl. Michelle Kelly got one. Rain got one. Gothica Lady got one. Lindsay got one. And Stuverse got one. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that. I was going through a lot of emotions and things. And I thought that, should I go? Should I not go? Is it going to be good for my mental health? Is it not going to be good? Just Florida in general. The last time I was in Florida was 2015. I had been filming a show called Disconnection. This was a show that I was not a participant on. I was a consultant. And anyway, this was a show that was done by A&E, different producers than Leah's show. And the host of the show was L. Ron Hubbard's great-grandson, Jamie DeWolf. And the premise of the show, when Jamie pitched it to me, was like, he wants to find ex-Scientologists out in the wild whose family have disconnected from them, who have thrown them away, and then find the family member and try and like put them together in some sort of scenario and get them in a conversation so that they can reconnect. And he was using my story of like me and my mom as like an example. And I was like, bro, here's the sitch. It took me a decade to get my mom out of Scientology. There is no singular conversation that is going to reconnect Scientology families when that kind of stuff is going on. Like that's not how that works. And he also tried to pitch Leah on the show, and she told him basically the same thing. She turned him down. And now guys, I don't have any proof of this. Okay. So I want to explicitly say that this is a rumor. Okay. A&E did shelve the show. That's not a rumor. They like literally put it in their vault. It will never see the light of day. They filmed 10 episodes. The final episode was in Florida, where we all walked around the base and talked about things. We actually saved a girl she was like, they set up a Pokestop right outside there where Aaron's filming all the time, the Target one. They had set up a Pokestop there. And this girl was like, you know, catching her Pokemon. This is like right when Pokemon Go like first came out. And it was like a scene out of a movie. We saw her like clearly like, you know, engaged in Pokemon. And then we saw the Sea Org member like approaching her, and we ran toward this girl, and they were running, and we got to her first, and there was like 6 of us, and it must have been really intimidating for her because we like kind of surrounded her, and we were yelling at the Sea Org member, nope, not today, Satan, not today. And they just like went back inside, and she's like, what is happening? And I said, I'm sorry, are you playing Pokemon right now? Because I was also like playing Pokemon Go at the time. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, just an FYI, this is the Church of Scientology. And they set up this Pokestop as like a literal trap for people like you. And then they're going to take you in and try and give you a tour and try and recruit you. And we're all survivors of Scientology, you know, and we start sharing our stories. And she was like, oh my God, like, thank you, Jesus. I can't believe that almost happened. I'm like, of course they're setting up a Pokemon Go stop. Like, that's crazy, right? You know, so that was the last time that I was there. And I was severely emotionally affected by being there. And it was really hard. No, I never worked with Heber. I met him at an event once, like a New Year's event. He was there, and I got introduced to him because my aunt's a celebrity, and you know, he shook my hand and blah 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 blah. But that was it. But I did know his son Alex. I did know Alex. Yeah. So going back to Florida now, you know, 11 years later, and everything that's gone on, and the fact that it was going to be, you know, sitting with, you know, or I didn't know how the courtroom worked, like if I was going to be very close to Aaron or what. And, you know, and I had made the firm decision. I'm not going to sit near him. I'm not going to speak with him. I don't have a reason to engage with him. I was prepared if he had attempted to say anything to me to just like literally just sit there, let him say whatever, and then just move on with my life and just have no reaction to it. So when we first walked in to the courtroom and I sat down and I opened up my little notebook to start taking notes, I started like just looking around the room and figuring everything out. And I kept looking over at Aaron and Andrew, and I didn't feel fear looking at Andrew. And I didn't feel you know who personally, Jess? What's the difference between them talking about you and you talking about them? Jess, I'm asking a clarifying question about Jen Kess. I'm sorry, not Jess. Jen Kess. What are you, maybe I missed something earlier, but I'm curious, Jen. Who are you talking about? I would like a clarification. Oh, yeah, it is a traumatic place. For a lot of people. Are you joking me, Tampa Bay man? Aaron told you that Serge Del Mar was lying about his abuse for views and content. I am literally not surprised that he said that. Oh, I know. I'm misspeaking, Rex. Yeah, no, Barb with the capital B was Aaron's mod, SPTV tattoo warrior. She has disappeared into the ether. Barbara is someone else. I'm just joking. I love her. I'm just calling her Babs and everything else because I'm being playful with her. I want to say this though, in real life, because I've met Barbara, Tampa Bay man in real life. She is a fantastic, kind, beautiful, amazing lady. Very tiny. I felt like, you know, I could put her in my pocket You know, it's just fun for me when I'm taller than someone, because usually I'm never taller than anybody. But no, Barbara was, why did Serge leave YouTube? Vernon, you'd have to ask Serge that, but mostly, you know, that's Serge made that clear while he was there. And that hotels were a lie. Oh, right, because Serge called them hotels. Well, that's, yeah. There's no low for Aaron to go to. But let me finish. Let me recap my story here, and we'll get into some other stuff here. Okay. Oh, she's talking about liking Marilyn, Jen Kess. Okay, well, that's a choice for you, Jen. Marilyn is a liar, and she's simping for a man who abuses women. That's the difference. I confront abusers and I tell the truth about them, and Marilyn lies for them and harms other people to keep their reputation. I'm taller than you, artful colorist. All right. I'm 5'5", guys. It's not like I'm very tall. But yeah. I mean, Serge is working on himself and his art. That's what I know right now. He's doing good as far as I know. So when I sat in that course in the courtroom there, and looking over at Aaron being so agitated, right? Like that body language and just sort of tension from him used to make me feel tremendous fear and very defensive, like just, you know. And at one point I was sitting there and I had like leaned forward onto the pew in front of me because nobody was there. And I was just like kind of just casual. And I just started like, I was listening to the judge and she was like laying into somebody. And it was kind of funny what had happened. Like everybody in the courtroom was like, like this guy tried to say that he hadn't come before the judge last time. Oh, that was somebody else substituted for me, judge. That wasn't me. And she's like, sir, I'm looking at my notes. It was absolutely you that I saw last time. I have it notated right here. And all the other lawyers were like, oh, damn. And so we were all laughing a little bit. And I just found myself being so in the moment, just observing this judge, interacting with these other lawyers, and like, you know, sort of like just taking in the law and everything else, that I felt nothing for Aaron. Like I didn't feel hate. I didn't feel contempt. I didn't feel fear. I didn't feel pity. I just was like, it wasn't numb either, because I've definitely gone through periods of feeling numbness about things and like trying to like build a wall around myself to shield myself from things. I just felt nothing. I could tell he was very upset. And clearly this whole live stream today, he is flocking beyond agitated about me, which is fine, because that's his own blood pressure and everything else. It just literally like I felt nothing. And I hadn't originally planned to go anywhere near Flag. And I said that very clearly in my live stream. It's like, I'm not going there. I'm going to the court and then I'm leaving. And then afterwards, we finished our live. I looked at the clock. Oh, thank you, Haggis. Hello, Haggis. Wow. You guys are so generous. Thank you so much for these gifted memberships today. Deanna got a membership. Vernon got a membership. Who else got one? I scrolled too quickly. Ductus got a membership. Briggs and Nicole Taylor. Thank you. Thank you, Haggis. I love you. I love you, Haggis. All right. Look at the size of that boy's head. So then I decided to go to Flag. And I said, you know, I said very clearly, let's replay it. Let's go to my channel here. Hang on. Let's look at my channel. Here it is. Look at me looking at myself. I need to make better thumbnails for this. So this is us at the base.
Because all of this here is all them.
So this is when we first
This is
got
awesome. Hi, everybody.
Guys, also sad news. I lost that beanie. I lost my Carhartt beanie. I have to get a new one. It's my favorite beanie. As you can see, she's got little, you know, this. I have had this beanie for like 3 years. It's so fucking good. So I got to get another beanie now because I lost that one. Either in the rental car or on one of the planes yesterday. I don't know. Yes. So my wife is an axe murderer. Yes. So I married an axe murderer. Thank you. Love that movie. Love that movie. That's okay. I'll go down to Dick's and get a new beanie today. They got all the Carhartt beanies. So I know, right? That's like, it's like, it's my beanie. It's my Carhartt.
So this is where I did my training. I did training here in 1996. Yeah, that's the bus that'll take them. This is that goes.
So I was also explaining to Lindsay and Barbara all this stuff that's going on.
To the sandcastle. Watch out.
Okay.
Let them come out.
Okay. That goes to their house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now there were Scientologists coming and the bus, and I was like, let's let them come out. We're not here to block them. We're not here to impede their work day. I was literally like, let's do a tour.
The sandcastle is another hotel. So people who are doing other stuff like advanced stuff, they do that. But this is Coachman.
Yeah.
And it really looked that good when I was there in the 90s. It looked a little.
I don't remember it. I don't remember these bushes and stuff. Half of this is new. There's not a lot of stuff. So let's go to my first interaction here, which Aaron really got upset about, right? I see this guy up here. And
the building where Aaron likes to go protest, which she can't go to now. But I'm here. And we'll just see. We'll just see what's up.
See, I'm not
sorry.
Okay, this is the first guy I come across. This young Asian guy. Okay.
How you doing?
And I noticed he had a pin right here on his lapel, which was like the symbol for somebody who's doing tech training, right? Now you see, watch his face here. I don't know if I get his face the whole time. He looks worried.
What are you training on? I trained there in 96 on the original Golden Age Tech. Yeah, you having a good time? Yeah, fantastic. Good job.
See, I don't get
is the food still as good? Yeah.
See how he brightened up? See how he became like, oh, I'm safe now. I don't have to be in fear. I'm just going to go get my lunch. I'm not there. I wasn't there to attempt to get anybody to leave in that moment. That was not my goal. I really just wanted to show everybody around the building. Okay. Oh, sorry. I just got news in the mod chat that I love. Hang on. Sorry.
Okay.
I almost shouted that out. Sorry.
See, it looks like I don't know if they bought this one or not.
I was wrong.
They might have bought that one.
They didn't buy that one
here, and all that was here was the Fort Harrison when I was here.
Yeah. So
then,
all of this wasn't here.
You know, so this is the sign, guys. See, this is the sign that Aaron comes and draws on every week. That he claims that the property line goes here, and then he walks over it. Notice how they've removed, guys. I just want to show you. I want to show you this.
Now, I was unaware that they had already removed the water canyons, and that's probably because I spent so long editing the other video of the chalk incident where they were still up that I thought they were still there.
Stuff here to give you an accurate account. There are no water cannons.
So at this point, security is like coming out.
So it's there, but I was trying to show the audience. I just didn't want to get that kid on film.
And then there was a man with his kid who was going inside, and he was telling the kid about all the stuff. So I purposely pointed my camera at the ground because he had a very small child with him, right?
That's right. Hi, how are you? Showing the no things.
There's the security guard.
See, and then these are the steps here. I'm not here to draw anything or anything like that. I was on training here in 96, so I just tell my audience about it. Yeah. I'm sorry, what? On YouTube, yes, on YouTube. But I'm not showing you because you didn't ask for that.
Sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
I'm not here to cause trouble.
And I did that for a reason, because Aaron has spent the last 2 years harassing every single security guard there just for existing. I wanted to make, yeah, I know. I'm really sorry about the wind, guys. I didn't have my microphone plugged in. So you're just hearing it off of the iPhone audio there. So I apologize. That's what happens when it was unbelievably windy. Like, so yeah. Okay. My thing on going around this building, okay, and having a pleasant interaction is I want to demonstrate to the fake Space Navy members in there that people who are on the outside are not psycho. We are not there to harm them, that we are human beings who can have a normal human interaction with other human beings. Aaron thinks that that's awful. And he's promoting to his audience the fact that I had conversations with them like human beings, that I'm awful. I'm a terrible human being because I complimented somebody on the thing that they're doing. Okay? This is wow, that's crazy, Janet. Okay. Yeah, it's because of the beach. It's just so windy near shore. So next time I gotta absolutely get the wind screen on my external mic or something.
Yeah. No, it's all good. See, you just talk to people like they're human beings. I'm not here protesting today. I'm just here, out showing the actual building. So look at.
I'm not here protesting today. I'm just here showing the building. It's like I said it out loud.
Guys, you see these sconces up here? This kind of detail masonry work, that's all custom. That's going to be stuff that's going to be done by Scientologists, probably by RPFers. Most of this work building this building
This huge building was built mostly by internal labor, guys.
Is done with internal work. They did hire contractors. It is an enormous building. Okay. They've also worked. Woo, it's windy today, y'all. They've done so much construction inside the Fort Harrison over the years. Go inside. You're not a protester. You'd have to turn off your camera, but
so I'm gonna go through.
SEERG members are human beings.
Okay, here we go.
They're not.
They're not watch me.
They're not fucking assholes. They're here to. They think they're here clearing the planet and doing good stuff. That's what they're here for. Afternoon. See, it's shocking them that I'm just being nice and just saying hello, because you don't.
Literally, these people were shocked. A lot of them just turned around immediately because they saw me holding my phone. Okay. And as soon as I was nice to them, they had nothing to say. They were like, "Oh, this is different. This is weird. That's suspicious."
Don't have to be a total psychopath, it turns out. And when you're not, people aren't psychos to you.
That's how it works.
Hi, how are you? Afternoon. Hi. See? So that didn't used to be there either when I was here in 96. This lot is new. I don't know. I think this is where they want to build, the new hall. Hi, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Okay, guys, just as a note, just as a side note, if you were in my neighborhood and I'm out walking my dogs, or I'm just walking, I'm gonna do this same thing. That's just me, y'all. Like, ask my wife. I am the person who's walking and I'm talking. I see somebody, I'll just be like, "Oh my God, hi!" Like, it's just that's how that goes. That's just me.
Right?
This camera works
and
amazing, guys. Amazing.
This lot right here is where they are proposing to build the huge hall. You can see all the buses and everything there. Kind of a thing. Hi, how are you?
See, I was purposely not showing people on camera because I'm not there in that moment to be like, does anybody know who this is? You know, and that it was just literally to walk around and show a tour of where I was.
This one used to just be this building. Yeah. And then this one is also new.
So different, guys, from when I was there. There's so much that's there now that wasn't there. It's kind of crazy.
This one here wasn't here either. There was a smaller building here when I was here last time. So that's all new. Jesus, this building is big. I've never actually walked around the whole thing.
Nope.
Because it's so huge. It's really kind of enormous. So I don't know.
So you see right here,
what all the things are.
That part right there where we just were, when Aaron ran up
this one right here wasn't
John
here
Gaffney.
Either. There was a smaller building
Hang on
here
1 second.
when I was here last time. So that's all new.
So that part right there, that's where John Gaffney was standing, and Aaron was way down the block, and he ran up to John Gaffney right there. Okay?
Jesus, this building is big. I've never actually walked around the whole thing because it's so huge. This other church down here, they might have purchased that. I wouldn't be shocked.
So this is another area when he did those videos with Marco Calderon where he was like screaming at people and telling the security guards to get back inside. And then a couple times he told people,
oh, hey, security, what's up? There's cameras everywhere.
I said hi to the security camera. And then Lindsay said hi.
So there's, everything. Yeah, I know they do. But see, here's the deal, guys. You don't have to be here and be combative, right? I want to
just get to Roy because seeing Roy was here, somewhere here.
Of course, Roy is the best.
Oh, okay, I just passed it. Okay, it's here because I see him on.
And then people come over here, I guess, to eat and stuff now because the bank building. I don't know where
I forget where the bank building is.
This is it. That's it. This is it right here. This whole huge thing we just walked around. That's it. I want to walk across the street in front of the Fort Harrison just to get the doors. It's pretty epic, guys. It's beautiful in there. It's very
true.
Art Deco. I remember when I walked in there in 1995, and it was kind of overwhelming at the time. But see, because I'm not out here drawing, I'm not threatening anybody.
Okay, here comes Roy.
Nobody cares.
So as you guys can see, Roy's a big man. He used to be in security in the big blue buildings. He used to ride a bike around the blue buildings. Let me play this interaction, and then I want to talk about Roy for a minute.
I just wondered if I was going to see anybody I knew. What's up, Roy?
How you doing, my
How you been?
man?
It's Nora. I haven't seen you in forever. How you been? You're out here in Flag now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got transferred after 44 years of being in LA.
Shit, man. Well, good for you.
Now it's Nora, right?
Yeah. Are you still doing security, or are you just doing other stuff?
No, I'm the cleaning man over here.
Okay, well, take it easy, man. You earned it. You earned it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Roy is the best.
I've thought about that interaction, like the whole plane ride home. And I don't know if you guys caught all of that in the audio. But Roy was part of the Pacific Area Command PAC, the big blue buildings. Oh, Jen, first of all, I'm glad that you're an employment resource. That's wonderful. And if you do help some people, that's awesome. Also, the SPTV Foundation is headed by a serial abuser of women. He's self-confessed, Jen. That's not unfactual. That's not a lie. That is, Aaron has admitted to manhandling and verbally abusing Lindsay, to forcing her to have an abortion, to forcing Jenna to have an abortion, to being physical with her, holding her against her will, to throwing Juliana against a wall. He has been cheating on his wife for at least 6 years. These are all things that are facts, that are undisputable facts that Aaron fully admits to and, in fact, brags about. He is committing misdemeanors on camera, and his behavior is becoming more and more erratic and is unhelpful to anyone inside Scientology and completely unhelpful to the rest of us out here trying to actually spread the truth about Scientology and help the people inside there. So the fact that you're continuing to support him by being someone that he can call on the phone if he has decided that that person is worthy of help, which Jenna also revealed to us that he did nothing but talk shit about the people who calling for help. So those few calls that you've gotten, I'd love for you to add up the number of calls that you've gotten since the SPTV's inception, SPTV Foundation's, inception, and compare that to any other foundation out there that is actually actively working to help people. And then maybe rethink what you're being involved in and what you're voluntarily attaching yourself to, Jen. You should really, really think about it. I'm addressing the one that's on the screen, Jen. I'm addressing the one that you say, SPTV Foundation gets a lot of calls and help. I am an employment resource, and they help you as well, Nora. I miss the days when you didn't talk about certain people and just focused on the facts. It's on the screen, Jen. If you're actually watching the stream, you'll see it. It's brought up on the screen. So Jen, I said what I said. But you are literally supporting an abusive person. Whether he has a foundation to cover for that abuse, that's also indisputable facts. Yeah, they gave me $3,000 to go get the shots that help reset my nervous system, and then Aaron systematically worked for a year to crush that result to the point now where I have to spend my own money to redo that because he literally re-traumatized me on his own. So, yeah. I'd say it's money well spent because at least I know that the treatment works. And I will be seeking that out again this year when I have the money for that. But I have a lot of other things to consider financially before that. Like I have children and I have a wife and it's our anniversary coming up. So I just encourage you, Jen, to think about what you're associating yourself with. Back to Roy. So yeah, he was security there, and he was one of the very few security officers, I'd probably say honestly the only one, who was always kind. And Roy saw me at some of the lowest points in my life. And there was never a moment where he treated me as anything other than a human being and with absolute kindness and encouragement for me. And what makes me sad, is that he gave 44 years of his life to this organization that has given him nothing back. I mean, this man is he's well into his 60s now. And he should be retired. And instead of, doing what corporations do, some of them, having a retirement fund, a 401k, something for those 44 years. Instead, Roy gets, human trafficked across the country to their Florida location to clean rooms for them, to be a janitor. Now, I have great respect for janitors and cleaning people. And when I'm in the airport or anywhere and I see someone cleaning a public restroom, I thank them for doing that, because it's a thankless job. And also it's a fucking hard, disgusting job. And I am thankful and grateful that people do it. But like, you know, it just really made me sad that not only is he still in, but, you know, there'll be nothing for him. When he becomes broken or ill, they will kick him out. And he will have nowhere to go. He has no family. He has no children. He has no one to take care of him if he becomes ill. And it makes me sad. What is this here? Why are you telling Jen to get with the program? I never said that. And this isn't a cult where nobody can question or think differently. Actually, you absolutely can question, which is why I addressed her question honestly and thoroughly. I do disagree with her. I also have the right to disagree, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's not up for debate there that she is supporting a self-confessed abuser. That's that. You know, anyone who is supporting Aaron, and I do mean anyone. I didn't say that. I don't know who you're talking to in the chat right now, Jen. I don't know who you're talking to. I'm glad you've never said homophobic stuff. I didn't say anything like that. Apparently Roy's son or family grandbaby. Oh, really? Okay. That makes me very happy. That makes me very happy to know that maybe he gets to see them every once in a while, because not me, someone in the chat. Okay. Okay, Gullet. Yeah, I shouldn't jump into the chat sometimes because I don't. Yeah. But Roy is absolutely the best. I really, 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 you're a cleaner for 25 years. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing that, T. That's fucking hard work. You know, that's honest, hard work. You know, yeah, I just, I hope I did. I hope I did. Did Aaron take down his protest stream? Probably, because it was just one long bitch fest about me. I'm sure he probably did. I don't really care. He said salacious things about Barbara. He said libelous things about me. He said all kinds of shit, you know, because guess what? That's all he's got. That was his idea of protesting, guys. He set up a sign. Okay. He set up a sign. It said, honk if it's a cult. Can I just say one thing? Okay. So I'm going to get back to what happened before I went to the court. And I've been thinking about this whole honk if it's a cult thing. Okay, Lindsay, I'm not going to be on here for 400 hours. I promise, guys, because my voice is going. He did. Of course he did. Because it's not about protesting, guys, because there was no protest that happened. And he doesn't want the judge to see that interaction between that guy. It's okay. It's on my stream. I'll send the prosecution my stream, and they can see his full interaction with a random citizen of Clearwater and see how gross he is. It's just stupid. Or he put it on private, guys, because I showed it. This is his new thing. He thinks it's so fun to put it on private because I'm on the air. And then he, puts it back up later when I'm not on. So that's all. So, this is another thing that I realized, okay? Having a protest, writing the word cult everywhere, which I am guilty of also. I wrote some very harsh words outside of, not untrue words. I put, human child trafficking cult with arrows going into the Portland, Oregon chalk. It's not an untruth, okay? I that is 100% true. But what that did was, I no update on the man who fell shots. None. Is it just rebuffed people? You know what I mean? It didn't make me approachable, even to people I did know. And so what does putting up a sign on a corner saying honk if it's a cult? So yes, you get a lot of honks. Thank you so much for gifting a membership, Bitchy Witchy. And Susan Cook got that one. All that does is like reinvigorate the anger that the citizens, non-Scientologists of Clearwater have about Scientology, like fucking over their town. Okay. So I went to breakfast at this beautiful, fun diner called Tori's. And I was just like looking around and I was like, this place looks great, because I thought I was going to that courthouse and I didn't. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. And I sat down and it's just like a classic diner. There was a few booths and then there was this counter, a real long counter. And there was a group of guys on one side of the register that were clearly all friends. They're all talking and eating. So I sat on the other side of the counter where there wasn't anybody. And this woman behind the counter, you know, hey, how you doing? Definitely like a Philly accent. Her husband, who I later learned was her husband, was like BSing with these guys, just like bah, 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 blah, blah, you know, talking about his crypto and stuff, and like all that. It was like a hilarious conversation. I was having such a good time in there. And so I started eating, and this woman and I started talking. First, we started talking about menopause because I was sitting right by the register, and she started typing something in, and she like paused. She's like, damn it, I hate when I forget stuff. And I was like, oh, menopause will do that. And then she looked at me like, how old are you? And I said, oh, I'm 49. I'm going to be 50 this year. And she's like, oh, I'm 52. And then so we started talking about all the symptoms, what had happened at her doctor, and the fact that I was doing the estrogen patch now and like how much better that was going for me. And, you know, she was talking about her journey with that. I recommended a book, you know. And so we kind of like built up this rapport. We started talking about our kids. I'm eating this delicious pancake and the eggs and everything. And we just kept having this like very, very animated conversation. So towards the end of the conversation, I said, okay, I want to ask you a weird question, totally weird question. She was like, okay. I said, as a business owner in Clearwater, what's your stance on Scientology? And she said, you know, I don't really know what to think about it, because like I get a lot of people in here and they're Scientologists and they seem so nice, you know, and they leave a nice tip. They like the food, everything's great. But, you know, I said, well, yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like, you know, like what they've done with downtown. And she's like, oh, that's horrible. It's really horrible. She goes, in fact, we've been here since 2018 and we tried to rent a space down there because we wanted to be in downtown. And the owner's a Scientologist and he would only give us a 6-month lease. And we were like, we don't want a 6-month lease. What am I going to do with that? You know, what happens in 6 months if you decide to hike the rent or like whatever? Like, she's like, I couldn't go into business like that. I was like, yeah, I said, don't go into business with a Scientologist. That's just a hot tip. But like, yeah, that seems accurate. And I said, I'm just curious because, you know, like and then I got like a little bit into the story, my story and things like that. And she was like, oh my God. And she said also that her oldest son had passed away and he had some mental health issues before he passed away. And they had like some regulars that were coming in that were like trying to get them to like use Scientology to like handle the mental health problems, right, of her son. And that was when her hackles went up, you know, like when her spidey sense went off and she was like, oh, no. And I was like, good for you for not doing that, because, you know, as a mom, if something was going on with my kid and somebody's telling me that they got, problem, they got the solution to all the problems, that's suspicious, you know. And I said, you're right. The truth of the matter is most of the individuals in there are good people. They truly want to help people. But unfortunately, the practices of it as a multi-billion-dollar, scam is awful, And And then one of the guys, all the guys left, like she asked the group of guys, like, whose turn is it to pay today? And they all pointed at this one guy. So he comes like, he comes and he pulls out this, it's like a fucking wad, like this guy's a fucking cash. And he just starts throwing money down because it was like for 5 guys. And I jokingly said, he's paying for me too. And he's like, all right. And he's like, threw another like 20 or something down. And I was like, no, I'm joking. You don't have to do that. He's like, it's good. It's all right. And I was like, did he really pay for me? And she's like, yeah, you're good. So I got a free breakfast. I made a new friend. And we talked honestly about Scientology. To me, those are the important conversations, right? To find out, first of all, find out what she thinks first. Okay. What interactions has she had? And how did those go? And then give her the information, of what happened. So I feel like the other thing I've been thinking about since being in Florida, is just kind of like how to go about this whole thing. I don't think we don't soften the truth. I don't think there's a way to soften the truth, because the truth is brutal and it's awful. People were abused, people were molested, people have been murdered, people have been held against their will and kidnapped, and and all of that kind of stuff. I just think that more of that is going to create a bigger impact, along with especially the stuff that Audit has been doing on the daily, going and talking to the city council, going and talking to, the police commission directly. And I want to make a comment. I want to make a comment on Aaron's video where he claimed that the speech that he and Jenna and Serge made a year ago to the police commission is why there's an investigation. That is not true. That is absolutely 100% not true. His speech is not the reason why anything happened. At the time that his speech happened and they ambushed the police commission with a reporter from the LA Times, and then DOA decided to make it all about him and say disgusting things that were so fucking inappropriate. And I texted him and I was like, that's the dumbest shit you've ever done. The police commissioner, who had no idea those guys were coming to speak, Audit had no idea those guys were coming to speak. The police, the police chief said to Audit after, what the fuck was that? And she's like, no one told me they were coming. Like, she could have gotten them a one-on-one meeting with the police chief. Did they want that? Or did they want to do it for clout and the clicks and, the buzzwords and to have a show in front of the LA Times? This is the difference. Now, listen, I think that the good people of the United States right now, especially the people in Minneapolis who are out on the streets trying to protect fellow citizens from being kidnapped from their homes or their cars or their place of work, are doing the Lord's work right now. And they are the best of humanity. That is a different situation. There is no time for like trying to have a conversation, trying to reason with these people. The people that are wearing those balaclavas and the fucking ammo and the armor, and things like that, they are singular of mind. They are not there to listen, to learn, or even to obey the law at this point. And when you have people like that doing those things, that's a different situation. I did see one TikToker who I agree with, that when you see these men getting in people's faces, we should just have a bullhorn and just shout like, kiss, kiss, or just do what men do, construction guys do to women all the time when they're walking by, just existing, like, show me your tits. I think 100% that would catch these ICE dipshits off guard. And they might just leave, because the one thing they hate more than people who aren't white is homosexuality. Yeah. I mean, guys, Jenna wasn't in Florida. She was in LA. And I say good for her. And if Jen, honey, I hope you do open up your eyes to Aaron. He's using you like he's used every other person who's ever tried to help him or be part of something that they consider to be help. And when he's done with you, you will get doxxed. You will get a shit video made about you, just like what happened to Barbara, just like what happened to Lindsay, just like what's happened to me and to Jenna and to your friend Jenna. And if you want to go watch his 2.5-hour rant about what he really thinks about Jenna, that he took down off his fucking channel, it's on my Rumble. Go check it out. Go watch his words and then go ask him about it. I implore you to go ask him why he would say those things about Jenna. Because you're friends with both of them. Go see the info for yourself. Don't believe me. Okay? Yeah, or Nick Lister, but like specifically Jenna. Okay? Yeah. So guys, this is what we're going to be focused on. We're still going to be calling Aaron out. Don't get it twisted. March 3rd is coming up pretty quick, because as we all know, February's the short month. She's the redheaded stepchild of months. So she only gets 27 or 28 days. I think it might be 28 this year. Is it a leap year this year? I don't know. But she gets 28 days on a leap year. Yeah. It's a short one. I truly think when this goes to trial, Aaron is fucked at the drive-thru. I don't think this is going to go the way he thinks. No digs on redheads. I'm joking. My daughter is a redhead. My stepdaughter is a redhead. Listen, I don't mess with redheads. Those are some powerful, powerful people. Don't ever fuck with a redhead. That's all I gotta say. You can only say that if you are a redhead. That's the rule. Okay. I take it back. Okay. But I think it's 29 days on a leap year. Jesus. Fucking menopause. Thank you, Pyrex. When are Liz and I going back to Red Robin? Yum. Sorry, I have to say that every time. I don't know. I don't think we're going to go to Red Robin next time, though. And we went to Outback Steakhouse. Okay, don't get it twisted. But yeah, so it's not a leap year, so 28 days. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I think, with the year 2026 coming in hot and so much shit going on in the world right now, guys, we really need to practice everything that we can to communicate and listen and try to really talk to each other more. I really, really think that this is our only hope. Our only hope is to bring back the essence of humanity. Okay. And try and do our best with that. And listen, like I said, I am unbothered. I am so unbothered by Aaron Smith Levin. I am concerned for the safety of others. They'll have me arrested for what? Aaron threatened a restraining order, which didn't happen. What will I be arrested for? What would the arrest charge be? I have no charges. I have no pending charges. I've got none of that. So I'm not, again, thank you for the warning, I guess. There's nothing for me to fear. I have no fear of the city of Clearwater. It's filled with very nice people who actually give a shit about their city. Yeah, we need the opposite of ice and Aaron. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Oh, that's fun. Citizens arrest. Okay. Morals, that's not a real thing. They can't put their hands on me. That's called assault. And I will have them arrested for that. If someone attempts to put hands on me anywhere, and trust me, they can't do that in a courtroom either. The bailiff would handle them. I'm so I'll give you this, Morals. You've been a fun troll. Again, not bothered. 0% bothered. Oh, well, thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad. I mean, Clearwater is a beautiful little beach town, and it should be returned to its former glory and should be given back to the citizens of Clearwater. You know, they're the ones that pay taxes there, not Scientology. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. We'll have some more. Today's Friday. I don't know if I'm doing more streams this weekend or not. But we'll see. I do need to rest. I'm fucking tired, guys. Jesus Christ. I had to take a nap today before all this. And actually, I take it back. I'm not doing any streams this weekend. My daughter's going back to college on Sunday. So I'm going to spend every other minute besides the minutes I've spent here with you guys, with her. And I will see you guys on Monday. Okay. Thank you always. Thank you to the subscribers. Guys, we're almost at 2,500 subscribers now. This is fucking amazing. Thank you so much to every subscriber, to everybody who watches the stream, who likes the stream. Thank you for that. Thank you to all the members and the gifted members today. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you guys. I got to drop some more. You know what I'll do this weekend? I'll drop some more members only content from moving old. These will be old episodes, guys. Old episodes that will be dropping. And I have some more stuff to edit. So I will drop that as well, my edited things. And thank you as always to my lady mods. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here and supporting on this journey and checking in on me. I cannot do this without you, truly. And until next time, y'all, I will see you all on the flippity dippity.
Lincoln 30 to dispatch. Yeah, that's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi Plaza. Everything here is okay. Over. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, goddamn it, Welcome to the party, pal. I'm not ready.